A legend, Asa Buchanan, aka Buchanan Bangers. We love you. And like that, we gon' need you to bump it in your whips. High voltage. Yo, chest, hit 'em with the.
You changed my life. You were always a part of me, eternally, a soul ascending.
Speaking the gospel, chapter of wonder, feeling elusive, understanding this grief I'm under. Was told grief is when love has no place to go. All this love I have hitting walls, heart feeling woes. Somehow your energy floats deeper than our souls. I write hope in the reaches heights never seen or known. I always believed giving those in flowers. The garden where you live now, rooted within your power. This vulnerability is showing that I'm not a coward. Reveal it if you feel it now, we never know the hours. Aim for the stars after birth, headed southward. Heart and mind has a shrine divine all about you. So crazy sitting in this position. Part of me's gone and lost, writing with direction. As we move forward, have us in your protection. Just figured Asa means a soul ascending.
You changed my life, and I wanna thank you. Never be another like you. You changed my life. You were always a part of me, eternally, a soul ascending.
I know you watching, we here to show you. We gon' pop champagne and monkey shoulder. I know you know we love you, it's more than words. Life educates, shows us love's a verb. You help me find my voice so we can lead a herd. Some dumb, deaf, blind, and some absurd. Some heard, now wise with eyes to see. Some hurt like I put it to your beats. And that there won't die long as I could breathe. Hard to find strength, this feeling foreign to me. Where a passport can't stamp a way to be free. Some way I feel this will teach me more about me. So crazy sitting in this position. Part of me's gone and lost, writing with direction. As we move forward, have us in your protection. Just figured Asa means a soul ascending.
You changed my life, and I wanna thank you. Never be another like you. You changed my life. You were always a part of me, eternally, a soul ascending.
Hey, bro. What's happening, bro? Got that good chiba. Right on. You damn.
What's good, everybody? It's the Butters Basics Show. You know what time it is. Every Sunday, fun day here, 2 to 3 p.m. And for everyone that's listening on the replay, thanks for doing that. It's no longer 2 o'clock in your world. Take a look at your clock, unless it is 2 o'clock, wherever the fuck you're at.
21.
Wow.
My name is Butter, and this is the platform for the unknown to get known. I'm also known as anger management for the diaspora. So thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yes.
And if you want to follow me on the gram, you can follow the Butters Basics Show. That's Butters, BUTTERS _ Basics, BASICS. And I am the persona Butter. You can follow me at Gazebo, GAZZEBO 11210. And that's 2 Z's so you don't sleep. 11210, because I'm a Brooklyn girl all day, every day. Please believe it. Sitting to the left of me, the best of me. Johnny
Peace,
Fastlane.
y'all. Johnny Fastlane here. You already know, at Johnny Fastlane on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that shit. You're going to see me, big ass red beard, without the G, of course.
Without the H.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to
Without the H.
Mr. I get it.
Mr. I get it. I get it. Yo, sitting to the left of him, the best of him is...
It's your girl, Peachy Suze. Peach, I-E. S-U-Z-E. Wait, it's supposed to be Peach? Yeah, I-E, S-U-Z-E. Because Butter coined it. Check me Sundays brunch, 12 to 1, every Sunday on DTF Radio. Shout out to Al Prentice. He sponsors our show.
The Al Prentice collection. Don't forget to tune into the Sundays brunch every Sunday here on the Sunday Fun Day at DTF Radio. Sitting to the left of Peachy Suze. The best of Peachy Suze is...
You're the one and only, the queen, Lioness Roars. Yeah, baby. What's up? From Trenton, New Jersey. I am the host and the CEO of Wine Glasses Up Radio Show. Catch me on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time with Transformative J Initiative, Transformative Justice Initiative, New Entry Testimony, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch us and we giving it all up. Other than that, you can catch me on Instagram at Wine Glasses Up and Facebook at Lioness Roars Wine Glasses Up Radio Show.
Tell him again, Lioness Roars. Why wine glasses up?
Wine Glasses Up because we love the fellowship. You know what I'm saying? There's no law in the way you fellowship. So what we're doing right now is we're fellowshipping. So when I say hold your wine glasses up, it doesn't matter if you drink or not. You just want to feel love and love yourself in a classy, sexy
You want
way.
to
You see
celebrate
how I
each
do
other.
it.
You want to
Toast
celebrate
that.
each other. You
Celebrate
want to toast to that.
life.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I know
Whether
what it
it's
is to
ginger ale or
appreciate
whatever.
life. Yeah, ginger ale, prune juice, milk, whatever.
Yes.
But I like my red wine and my liquor. Trenton, New Jersey in the building, baby. What up, Brooklyn?
Yo,
Hey.
Lioness Ross, sitting to the left of you, the best of you. We've got some special guests in the building. And thank you for coming here for part 2, everybody, to
Yes.
pay close attention. This is the platform for the unknown to get known. So if you didn't know before, today you're going to get a clear visual and listening to our friends that are in the building here from. Tell them about your organization and tell them about yourself, hon.
Well, I'm Ibrahim Suleimani, Executive Director of Transformative Justice Initiative out of Camden County, New Jersey, also a credible messenger of New Entry Opportunity Specialists. And we're not only advocates, but we're activists, and along with my partner, Tone.
Does it matter that you're a Black man as an activist?
I mean, being that we're the most impacted by this system, I believe it does matter.
Absolutely.
And the system that we're speaking about
Is
refers
the
to
American justice system, the American legal system, America, every system, the banking system, institution,
Mhm.
every
America
institution.
itself.
Yeah, I mean, we're impacted in every diaspora. We're impacted negatively,
Mm.
Hence the word systematic.
systematic.
I always say, you know, you hear a
Structural
lot
violence.
about systematic this and systematic, like all of a sudden everybody knows what this word means about systematic. And it's like, dude, I thought that we made the system. Is that a fact?
They used us to make the system.
We're-
We were a
Exactly.
tool.
And we're victims.
But it's their system, though.
We're the
Right,
antithesis of
right.
the system.
We're victims of the system.
Yeah.
That's
Victims of
about
the
it.
system. And let's make it clear. Not a broken system, but a system that's designed to do exactly
Oh,
what
it
it's
works.
doing right
It
now.
works.
It works for them.
It
So
works.
we have to disable it.
It's not a broken system.
It's
at
not
all.
broken at all.
No.
It works for them. So we're here to
It works
disable it.
perfectly.
And that's what my team and I, TGI, the Wine Glasses Up Radio Show, was doing. We're putting out the mass of the information to let people know we have to disable this setup system to break us down and keep us locked in.
That's a fact. We want to fuck it up.
Word up.
We want to make sure that
Fuck
shit
it up.
don't work no
Word
more.
up.
Exactly. Hence the word transform. We
Mm-hmm.
don't want to reform anything. We want to transform the system.
Mhm.
But if you
Change it
think about it, right?
That's a fact.
If you really think about it, don't you always, someone always has to be on top and someone always has to be on the bottom
Well, that's
in
the
order
way-
for
That's for
society to work?
system to work. Yeah, that's the value
So-
system.
Designed, right?
Exactly.
Design.
So at the end of the day, you have to have somebody who's
Well-
always going to be at the bottom of that totem pole
Well,
in
no,
order
what-
for everything to balance out, because that's just the laws
That's
of
capitalism.
of life.
Yeah.
Well, that's just the laws of I guess
Governing.
Western civilization, because African people, we're a community, so we do things as a community. Of course, we have the village leader, but he pretty much just embodies the whole village, but he's not like higher than thou. At least that's
And
how the
doesn't have to
structure
step
was.
on people.
Everybody who's subscribing to that Western model, now they're taking on that where I have to be high and I'm high and mighty. I'm unapproachable. I'm in the palace somewhere.
Facts.
Or, you know what I mean? But it wasn't always like that.
Suleimani, sitting to the left of you, the best of you, we have also the guest. His name is Tone. Tone, please tell the people who you are and what you're about.
I'm Tone Henshaw.
Mhm.
And I'm his director of TJI.
Well, damn, somebody bigger than Suge Knight.
Yeah, yeah.
Good day. Good day.
Go ahead, Cardi B.
Wanna be me, baby. Don't trip, boo.
But nah,
Go ahead, Tone. Tell them about yourself,
so,
hon.
so for me, I'm a juvenile lifer. I came home 2018. I've been doing a lot of advocacy work. I did a lot of time in administrative segregations in New Jersey's prisons based on my advocacy work. I had did 7 years worth of on and off during a 30-year period of administrative segregation for not violating any rules. So a lot of the stuff that I did and I endured, they were trying to break me. They threw us away. They didn't value us. And for me, when I came home, my thing was I was going to rob this system of every life they tried to destroy.
Mhm.
So we created TJI. Everything that we became after we got out was because we were denied something. And instead of being bitter and mad, we did something with it. And we building out now. We're building the TJI brand. We created a new entry opportunity specialist. We work with our county. We get funded by our county. We do all the work that nobody else wanted to do.
Mhm.
Who better know how to help us coming home? So like I'm looking at you guys now, right? I'm fascinated by the technology. None of this existed in 1988.
That's what I wanted to ask you. I was waiting for you to finish because, as we know, Roddy Rebel, Bobby Schmurder just came home, right? They put
Right.
up something where he didn't know how to flip the camera.
Yeah.
Right.
He was having problems. How do I flip this camera?
Yeah.
When you first came home, you say you did 30 years, right? What was the like that first day? What was the hardest thing? Like, because that is a whole new world.
Word.
It's a different
What
lifetime.
was it? What was the hardest thing? Like when you came out for you to just try to understand, like, yo, what? Like, was it the internet? Was it the phone? Like, what was?
Mine was the biggest mistake I made when I first came home. I went to the movies the first night I came home, and it was too many people, and I had sensory overload. And as many people that was around me, I couldn't relax. So I felt like I was still in the yard. I was in the mess hall, and I had to watch. I felt unsafe, and I was constantly guarded. And then I would call Ibrahim and be like, "Yo, I fucked up." He
This
like,
is too much.
he like, "What you talking about?" I said, "I went to the movies." He's like, "Yo, just relax, bro. You all right?" But I had to call somebody that understood what I've been through.
Right.
I'm with my
Right.
family
Right.
and my brothers and my sisters, and they don't realize that in my quietness, I'm actually having an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
But I might hurt somebody because I don't know. Like, you can't walk up next to me, you can't brush me,
Right.
you can't do any of these things because inside those are the direct threats. So down I'm saying, this person don't even know me. I have to have a conversation for these people. And
Is it?
Yeah, they think
certain-
it's regular.
Do
They
certain
walking
things
up to
become
you.
like triggers?
everything.
Everything. I mean, when I first came home, I mean, like he said, everything was a trigger. I was on everything. My brother, he's an Edison police officer. You know, he took me out to dinner every place that didn't exist when I was home, like Buffalo Wild Wings. All these places didn't exist. So we're sitting and I'm on everything. He's like, bro, you don't have to work. You know what I mean? It's like, let it go. You know what I mean? But he just didn't grasp that. I'm just, everybody come through the door, people coming, dropping spoons or whatever. I'm just on it. And it was pretty, it gets to be burdensome.
Well, how long do you think it takes for you to actually, when you come home, to relax? Or is it something that you never do? Is it something where you might relax your nerves a little bit, but they're always gonna be on high?
You can't, because the way you're socialized in the prison culture, right? So you're always on edge. You're always waiting for that boogeyman to come around the corner. So you don't trust situations, and you have to be in environments where you have people you trust. Like, I trust this environment, right? But I don't know who's coming through that door. But I'm gonna constantly be on my six, constantly, no matter what, for the rest of my life, because of where I grew up at. You got to understand that I grew up in prison, right? I was born in the world, but I grew up in prison. So that culture is constantly with you, and the trauma of that culture stays with you for the rest of your life.
And what he means by that is juvenile lifer.
Yeah.
Juvenile lifer, they went in as juveniles, and their sentence once they return back home says lifers. I've been with them, and I see when they do get a chance to relax. And their relaxing moment, it's like they looking out for me. At the same time, I'm looking out for them, because it's a very thin line. But I love when I get to see them actually relaxing. That's on bowling and skating, and that's when they're relaxing. Other than that, they're 24 hours. They're still on that time when they woke up in prison. They wake up. When they wake up, they're working out. So it's always busy, and they definitely pay attention to who's around them. And that's
So
that
what
life.
I want everybody to understand is like, yes, there is a traumatic situation that happens ex post facto of being incarcerated. These two gentlemen have each been released in 2018.
Exactly.
And in this short amount of time been able to triumph and accomplish so much.
Yeah.
But I do want to definitely let everyone understand the scope of what a sentence of 30 years felt like. Was there, let people know what the box was like, let people know what the yard was like, let people know what being incarcerated, like, for those that have never heard what the experience was like in football numbers, is what they call it.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that experience like for you?
Well, for me, like I said, I went in at 15 years old, so I did 30
Both
years.
of y'all juvenile
lifers.
juvenile lifers is what they call it.
Yeah.
Is that what you coined it, or did they coin it that way?
I don't know what it came about.
You
Uh,
heard
They
it
just-
y'all
they-
first.
They just talk.
Yeah.
They say
I heard
that,
it from
right?
first juvenile lifers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Tone came up with it first, as far
Okay.
as how we use it now. But when I went in, I was 15 years old. I went in with that perception that everybody has about prison. You're going to go in there and get raped and fight. So I went in there and I just was like laying everything out from the door. So my first like year and a half was just like being in segregation and just fighting all the time. But then I became, I matured. Then, you go through a lot, going back and forth to trial. Like I said, I'm a juvenile, so I wasn't initiated I was a wave to the adult system, but I wasn't initiated into adulthood or adult criminality. So you had a kid now with adults, so I had to learn how to function on that level quickly.
Yeah.
Had you also found people that were in there that suffered with arrested development while you were trying to become an
A
adult?
lot of people, and those are the people you stay away from. That's how us brothers like this.
We can laugh at that a little bit, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
but
you-
no, they're arrested. They're exactly arrested in development.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They have no purpose in life except to get up and be chaotic.
That's problematic.
Yeah, definitely.
So for me, I went straight to an adult male facility. I didn't get to go to a juvenile facility.
How old were you?
I had just turned 18.
Mm.
So I went from the county jail straight to Trenton State Prison. Never being locked up before, never having any prior experience to the criminal justice system. I went to an adult male facility where you're finished. You go there, your life is over. And the way I felt was I was sent there to die.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I was like, damn, I've never been locked up before. I don't get to go to Yardville, Mountain View, Bordentown. I go right here.
They throw you straight with the monsters.
Straight with the monsters.
So
Yeah.
now,
Definitely.
Straight to
At
the wolves.
15?
at 18,
Yes.
At 18,
Yeah.
because at from juvie, when you turn 18,
you go right.
you advance to
right. The big
They say
house.
you're an adult. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
but I
that's,
can't.
that's hopefully going to be changing.
You know,
soon,
at that
right?
time, I still couldn't drink.
right.
Not 20. So like you got these two different tiers, right? There's certain things that you can do at 21 that you can't do at 18.
Right.
But yet you're an adult, right? So they got this interplay of what they do. So what they call us as now, the new term is called emerging adults.
where is the rehabilitation in being a juvenile that graduates to adulthood in prison?
Nowhere.
There's none, right?
I mean,
You asking for a diploma?
I mean,
Ain't
you-
gonna happen.
you-
No, I'm asking where's the
I mean-
rehabilitation found from a child
it comes
going
from within
into
self.
adulthood?
You know, it's from within. I mean, my situation was a little different than his. Being that I went to Yardville Correctional Facility, which is, like it's in the word corrections. So they had shops and everything, and everything was like incentivized. So you had to go to school in order to get this. You had to take this program in order to get that. So everything was, being that everything was incentivized, you were more like willing to fall back a little bit so you can get this done, so you can have a family day or something with your family, so your visits can be extended, or so you can go use the computers. So it wasn't like, like Trenton State is just like the dungeon, but Yardville was, they allowed you to mature a little bit.
So it's almost like they still, even though you were young, they still wanted to make sure you weren't totally ripped away of everything. Like being that you were 18, they probably was like, you're an adult, you should know better. But being that you were 15, it was more like, let's still give him some type of chance to rehabilitate himself and get it together, or learn that there are consequences.
And I don't think it was intentional either, because a lot of that comes down to money. So being that if you're under a certain age, which is 21 in New Jersey, you get a certain amount of money for people to go to shops, go to school. So it was more about money than it was about me, because none of what I did helped me get out.
Right.
It didn't. I didn't become do good time, or get out for good behavior, or because I got my GED and then my degree, and none of that helped that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So It was just about money.
A key point is that, speaking to the money, I was worth $300,000
per year, right?
$300,000 a year going to
System
an
ain't no
adult
For,
male facility.
and that's a private facility, right?
No, it's a state facility.
Okay.
Right, but I'm worth more at an adult male facility than I'm at a juvenile facility.
And they don't give a fuck about your rehabilitation at the end of the
No.
day.
Never. It's
They
never
want the
been.
money.
Right.
That's
It's never
it.
been about the rehabilitation.
Yeah.
So the thing that Ibrahim is speaking on is that it is that intrinsic self thing that you got to have, and a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people that is snatched out of earlier in age. I was just fortunate that I came at a time where you still had older dudes that were still investing in us and believing in us,
OGs.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Incarcerated gentlemen. What
incarcerated.
about what would you guys speak to in regards to investing in you as far as the COs went? Was there any care? Did they show any acumen about the humanity that they could have showed to you?
Let me give you a quick story. Like, for me, this is how I knew it was real and that I was sent there to die. The first time I got proposition for sex was from a CO,
Wow.
right? And he said that you could make a lot of money in here. So you got to understand, I went in, I was 5'4", 118 pounds.
So he was pimping, basically.
And he was pimping a
He
whole
was
bunch of
gay
dudes.
as hell.
He was gay as hell and having sex with prisoners, male
Wow.
prisoners, right? And they ran it, right? So only one survived. The other two were fired, and the other one contracted AIDS from what he was doing.
How do
Really?
we tell on these? How do we tell
So
on these
imagine
people?
that. So
Like,
imagine that.
Well,
If the
well,
COs is doing this and they in there raping our,
You have no
our
protection.
inmates, there's no protection.
You have
and then
no
they
protection.
come out into
You
the
do.
streets.
You do.
I'm about to say, like, it
So let
just
me
can't
tell you-
all
let me
be
tell you this.
just totally
Like-
all fucked up. Like,
So
is
when
it
you,
really?
when you go into those situations and somebody is coming at you, and that's what the situation is, you got one or two decisions. Either you're gonna bow down or you're gonna die over what you're trying to prove.
Yeah.
Right. So the thing is that here it is. These are grown men. I'm still a child,
Mhm.
and somebody says this to you, but I learned real quick. So I was like, "Yo, I need to see a sergeant." You can't go to the police on the police. So immediately it's like, okay, nigga, I'm willing to die over this shit, and I'm willing to kill over this shit.
Yeah.
And it just becomes that. And then the thing is that that's how the rehabilitation got stifled, because now you become a monster.
So we're gonna take a short break, guys. And come right back. Once again, this is the Butters Basic Show. This is the platform for the unknown to get known, and it's anger management for the diaspora. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We'll be right back. Come back and talk to you a little bit more. We're also joined by Malik El Shabazz in the building. I would love for you to come back with that poem.
Yes.
Definitely, and have this great conversation with everyone in the diaspora about our experiences. Thanks, guys, so much for tuning in, and thank you guys so much for being here with us today, sharing your stories about how you've triumphed. When I think about the time that you spent, I'm just like, dude, that's a whole person's life that you spent from childhood to adulthood. Like, and even though you do the crime, you do the time, it's like, I think about what's suitable for what the time should be like for someone who's going into the system. And is it a disenfranchisement because of the color of your skin that you get
Absolutely.
more
Yes.
time?
Yes.
So when we
Absolutely.
come back from this break, that's what I want to explore. We'll come back to that poem. All right, Malik?
All right.
It's the Butters Basic Show. Y'all tune in.
Yes.
out to the producer of the beats that you're hearing as our instrumentals today. I hope that you've been feeling that. His name is Jazz. He's always bobbing and weaving across the globe, doing his thing. And you can follow him on the gram too. I will let you know exactly where with the Jazz. I see you bobbing and weaving, hun. So for everybody that is paying attention right now to the Butters Basic Show, I definitely want everyone to know that the song that's on right now that I'm about to play is by an artist by the name of Philly Days. And let's play it. His name is come tell him his name. Tell him his name.
Philly Days and Northside Sin, both of my nephews.
Okay, both your nephews. Okay, and those are Tone's nephews, guys, and they're playing making some rap music.
Yes.
Right? So let's listen to that.
Days. Yeah. If that been big. Yeah. Knock, knock, ho. Shit don't stop, no. I go too hard, but I rock though. Say it 2 times. I'm the shit, so. Say it 2 times. I'm the shit, though. Knock, knock, ho, shit. They don't rock like this. They got too much shit. I got too much drip. Bitch can't relate. That's not my twist. I don't play no games, but I do real shit. Who the fuck ready to stop me? Tell me I heard it was popping. I hear a whole lot of talking, and still ain't seeing nobody. That's cause you fuck with nobody. Talk about them niggas ain't bout it. See, we just came here for the robbery. Don't turn this into a body. Wait. It ain't never too late. You can catch this wave, but can catch this fade. Either way, it's okay. We just try and get paid. I'm a man with a plan. Can't do it my way. Shit, knock, knock, ho. Shit don't stop, no. I go too hard, but I rock though. Say it 2 times. I'm the shit, so. Say it 2 times. I'm the shit though. Knock, ho, shit. They don't rock like this. They got too much shit. I got too much drip. They just can't relate. That's not my twist. I don't play no games, but I do real shit. Yeah, man, I'm all in the game. Me and you niggas do not ball the same. You say a lot of you talk a good game, but my niggas ballin', that shit go bang. In 2 weeks or more than in your picture frame. Really, cause corner the back and think aim. All cause you thought of the levels to sound. So that weight, we ain't playing no games. Say give you a change. Oh, you a change man. Grow up now. Try and do what you can. Not as hard as you thought. Shit ain't go how you plan. Shit, knock, ho. Shit don't stop, no. I go too hard, but I rock though. Say it 2 times. I'm the shit, so. Say it 2 times. I'm the shit though. Knock, ho, shit. They don't rock like this. They got too much shit. I got too much drip. They just can't relate. That's not my twist. I don't play no games, but I do real shit.
King shit, I'm activated. Can't stop till platinum basic. Blueprint, Master Mason. No friends, these niggas haters. Real shit, trying to get my paper. So I grind, trying to get my cake up. Love who? These bitches basic. Quick fuck, then I'm back to paper. Ride slow just to see I'm hating. King Sin be the son of Satan. All bets is what I'm taking. 80s baby still want the Jake up. Try to take something, you gon' take up. Smacked up, you can get your face stuck. Diddy shit, my nigga, take that. Baseball bat, leave your face crack. Knock, oh. Shit don't stop, no. I go too hard, but I rock though. Say it 2 times. I'm the shit, so. Say it 2 times. I'm the shit though. Knock, ho, shit. They don't rock like this. They got too much shit. I got too much drip. They just can't relate. That's not my twist. I don't play no games, but I do real shit.
What's good, everybody? It's the Butters Basic Show, and the artist you were just listening to is Philly Days. Who's it featuring, Tone?
Northside Sin.
Northside Sin. Where are they from?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Philly Days, and that's D-A-Z-E, correct?
From the city of brotherly love.
Okay. Did you enjoy that that little bop right there? Let me know. Tell me in the comments. Let me know. What's good, everybody? Yo, Malik El Shabazz is with us once again.
Greetings.
Pull that mic a little bit towards your face, huh?
All right.
And I know you're about to bust that that poetry down for us real quick. It's
Yeah.
real intricate brother right here.
I like to like.
The show has been sponsored not by Ciroc, but by Malik El Shabazz. It's quite great, Ciroc. And thank you, Puff Diddy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you again for joining us. Malik El Shabazz, for those that don't know, if you haven't watched part 1 to this conversation, Malik El Shabazz is the gentleman that spoke on his experience while incarcerated and being free off of parole 100%, and also a graduate from my anger management certificate program, also known as ART. I don't do ART, I do Introduction to Zombie Nation.
Zombie Nation, what up?
Yeah, Zombie Nation is all out here surrounding us. And for those that don't know, I coined it Zombie Nation because while you're incarcerated, you're indoctrinated in one area, but when you come back home, I believe that you're also indoctrinated once again introduced to society in ways and means that they didn't tell you were going to come back out to, missing out.
Of
but
course.
Now revising your thought process on how everybody else views you and views themselves is Zombie Nation. And that's what you got your certificate at home?
Yeah, I'm a
Who
graduate.
signed off on that?
Chivion Manswell, aka Butter. Chivy.
My students didn't know me as Butter. I mean, I kind of let them know a little something, but it's like, I just felt like it was such a beautiful thing to sit with all these Black and brown men and talk with them about how fantastic their lives can continue to be, past the previous situation. If you hadn't found yourself and understood the poverty, which is the deficits that you might have faced before, and now look towards the positives and the abundance that can be awarded to you by yourself after the fact. Malik is an example of that I'm very proud to say I played a role in your abundance.
Thank you. The shackles of oppression start with the mind.
Come on, hon.
So I'm gonna break it down like this.
Please
the Stones
do.
cried out. Martin Luther King felt the brush of an angel's wing, cried freedom, let freedom ring. And the stone cried out. Testimony of the Stones brought that prophet down. Sharp report at twilight, then the cold, cold ground. How long will it be till a voice of liberty can speak out so free without the stone crying, let freedom ring? That's the stone cried out, yo. I like to start off with a poem because everybody says what started the spark of the civil rights movement was Billie Holiday and a song she wrote, which was basically a poem, which was called Strange Fruit.
Give it up. You can do it. I like the do what you did the last time. That
What?
same ill strange fruit.
Oh, you want me to go back? Repeat? Okay, let me. No, you said one poem. I didn't know you wanted two.
That was the people that tuned
Yeah.
in. But now we gotta do it was not to
Let me find Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit. I was just listening to it in the car on the way in.
Really?
Yeah, Strange Fruit is an excellent song written by Billie Holiday. And if you get a chance, you should listen to it because there was so many activists in what is known as our civil rights movement and what started the civil rights movement. It started before Rosa Parks. I think they're coming out with a movie right now that depicts Billie Holiday's life and why the government wanted to assassinate her, why her drugs were tainted. And, I don't know if you're familiar with something. If you get a chance, read COINTELPRO, which is the FBI's attempt to assassinate and bring down Black leadership and Black organizations like the Black Panther Party, SNCC, the NAACP, and other organizations. Like,
While you find that,
go ahead, baby.
While you find that, I want us to have a specific conversation.
Go ahead.
Right? The conversation that I want to know is, should everybody be looking outside of themselves for leadership?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, everybody needs a mentor. Could you say that again?
Because I think that we're quick to answer. Listen
Yeah,
to
say
the
that
question,
again.
please. Should everybody be looking outside of themselves for what they're asking for, which is leadership?
Absolutely
No,
not.
you should start with self. Everything
Thank you.
start with self because we always like to define ourselves as kings and queens. So kings and queens ain't looking for leaders. Kings and queens are supposed to be defined as leaders.
All
So
right.
it's true that if we all say we come from Africa, that not everybody was a king and queen.
All
And
right.
we all know that when they came and took us, they didn't take slaves. They took farmers. They took lawyers,
They took
doctors,
people that
mathematicians. They took the everybody. best of the best and Yeah. brought it here, and we made it after 400 years of persecution. So in terms of like what we are, in terms of defining ourselves, we have to understand that we are kings and queens, but we also have to understand at times we have to take a role of subjugation, whereas we let those that are in a position to lead and wait for your turn to come up and you can become a leader. And that's just what it is. I found that poem. If you want me to read it,
Let's
that's up to
hear
you.
everybody's
sorry.
take on that, and then I want to close with the Billie Holiday.
Uh-huh.
I think that you should
Alright.
definitely be your own leader, but at the same time, you should definitely listen to your OGs who came before you, who
Exactly.
have experienced what you might, come across, and listen to them for knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for sure.
My persona on this, my opinion. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. My opinion on this is, first of all, I got my leadership from my parents. It started at home. Okay, so that built me to be the woman that I am today. And the reason why I address women and men, and I'm gonna have to say certain women and men, because you got to earn that right with me. And I'm saying personally, for me to call you a king and a queen, I'm trying to delete that saying of being a bad bitch or a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm a woman before I'm anything. So I'm a queen because I came from a queen.
Right.
I'm a queen in my own home. I'm a queen in my own throne. So when I look at a man that's a real man that's holding his down, that's doing what a man's supposed to do, that's a king to me.
Right.
So I'd rather call a man a king than a nigga or OG any day. But an OG stands for somebody that's been through the experience and it can share something with you. So that OG
Somebody
can be
with
your
knowledge.
father,
Right.
yes, your grandfather, your uncle, or just that man that was on the corner that was in the neighborhood. So when
We
I
need
say
our OGs.
yes,
We need our
you
OGs.
need leaders, I'm a leader. Because I'm going to lead my daughter and my granddaughters and my nieces and anybody that I can lead. I'm going to lead that.
leader of the tribe.
I am a leader. Yes, I am. That's Queen Linus Royce, baby. God gave it to me. Nobody can take it away. Peace.
Go ahead, hon. I want to hear your take on, should people look for leadership outside of self?
Well,
What are the consequences of that?
I think people outside of yourself are references, but you're your own leader because you're going to follow your own mission. You take the Navy SEALs, how they're trained. They're all trained individually to withstand a certain amount of pressure,
Yes.
psychological, mental. So it's them as individuals that make, when they come together, that's what makes them the force that they are.
But at the same
So-
time, they do have a sergeant though.
No, that's why I said those are
Yeah.
references.
The
I'm a Muslim.
references.
Prophet Muhammad is my reference.
Yes.
He's not my God. Allah is my reference. He's my, but how I respond, how I go about life is things that are particular to me. And that's what makes transformative justice the way we are, because it's my individuality, his individuality, and all the other members' individuality and experiences that make us what we are.
So
Go
for
ahead,
me,
Tone. Did you finish up yours?
Yes, I did.
Thank you so much. And once again, let them know where they can find you, hun.
Transformative J Initiative on Facebook, Transformative Justice Initiative on Instagram.
Okay. Lioness Royce, did you let them know where they can find you?
Oh, yes. On Facebook, Linus Royce Wine Glasses Up Radio Show public page. And on Instagram at Wine Glasses Up. And on YouTube at Linus Royce Wine Glasses Up Radio Show. And right here on Lucretia Bellamy page. Facebook.
Hey, you can also find her sometimes here at the Butters Basic Show. Please
Hey,
believe
fool.
it.
Support Queen.
Malik, where can they find you, hun?
On the streets.
Yo, Tone, I need your take.
so for me, I'm a little different, right? I believe that everything that I was born with just needs to be activated, right?
The gifts.
So I just had good people around me activating my gifts that I was born with. And the way I see is like I tell people all the time, I'm not a leader, right? I put in work. My work speaks for itself. My work and what I'm guided by is something that I can't understand sometimes. It's unforeseen. I don't know what it is, why it moves me. I just know my purpose. And I know that if I'm in my purpose and I'm doing my work, that I don't really have to be led to and fro by too much. But I do know is that when I look around and I don't have an example, I am that example,
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
right?
So
The
you could be a
power.
leader and also a worker or a soldier.
So it's that intrinsic and that extrinsic reality of understanding, knowing where you're at. So when I don't know something, like my 7-year-old granddaughter, when I came home, was like, Pop, Google it.
Yeah. Google.
You say what?
She was like, Google it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I know what I know.
Yeah.
but I couldn't remember it. She said, just put it in Google, Papa.
7 years old.
Google will tell you.
And then the point was that, like, again, so when I watch people now, we're in the information age.
Mhm.
Only way you can be deceived right now is if you allow yourself to be deceived.
If you don't look it up.
And you don't know how to do your own research.
Research.
Right? So one thing that I was able to know from before I went to prison and while I was in prison and now after prison, that what I know and how I know it depends solely on me and the inputs and outputs that I put into my life.
Thank you for that so much. Peachy Suze, please tell me, do you feel like you should look outside of yourself for leadership, or are you a leader?
I'm a leader who recently realized that you definitely have to look outside of yourself because it's overwhelming. Being a leader, sometimes you have to learn how to not necessarily be a follower, but be someone who can take direction.
Right.
Because when you try to lead all the time, you're going to lead yourself into a mental health breakdown and a crisis.
Say it again, girl. Yes.
Yo, you know what's crazy though?
Yes.
You heard my daughter? I just said the same thing and she wasn't in the room. That's my daughter. I raised you well, baby.
Hold up, new information? Is that the new 411?
I'm telling you.
So Malik, please, anytime I hear things that come in after the
I
fact.
got you.
No, like, even the whole beat alone.
I mean, you can turn it back up
No, it's
now.
okay, it's
That's
okay.
internet money.
Malik,
but you good now.
Please give me the poem that we spoke of. That's that I'm looking for.
This poem is actually a song written by Billie
Bring that
Holiday.
mic over, hun.
This song is actually a poem that was written by Billie Holiday. It's called Strange Fruit. It's said to be the song that sparked what is known as our civil rights movement.
Okay.
And I like to always reference it in terms of like civil rights people that have actually moved us in a cause of righteousness in the right direction.
Okay.
And it was ultimately led in the death of Billie Holiday. I think she's got an upcoming movie. Those of you who don't read, y'all should check it out because it'll give you a better understanding of who Billie Holiday was. It says, southern trees bear strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the popular trees. Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth. Scent of magnolias, sweet and fresh, then the sudden smell of burnt flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the trees to drop. Here is the strange and bitter crop. That song is actually the depiction of the hanging and burning of a black man in the South.
Yeah.
And it's what made people say they're actually doing this to other human beings throughout the world, and made our cause not just a movement throughout the United States, but a global issue taken to the world court. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah.
Johnny Fastlane, tell them where they can find you at, hun.
At Johnny Fastlane on everything, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Johnny Fastlane without the H, you already know. You're gonna see the young man with the big ass beard.
And that's without the H when you spell his name on the gram, everybody. And Peachy Suze, please tell them where they can find you, my love.
I am Peach, IESUZE, because Butter coined it. 12 to 1, Sundays brunch, DTF Radio. Shout out to Al Prentice Collection.
Wait, listen, shameless plug. Because I got in trouble last week.
Yo, to everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to the Butters Basics Show. My name is Butter, and that's spelled real proper like Butter. And this is the Butters Basics Show, and that's BUTTERS_basics, BASICS. And you can follow me, the persona, Gazebo, GAZZEBO 11210, and that's with 2 Z's so you don't sleep. 11210, because I'm a Brooklyn girl all day, every day. Please check the zip code, and you can check the hashtag to see the work. Butter is always in the mix. I am the tie that binds and coagulates all the good things that put the recipe together. Yes, I am always on Clubhouse now, and you can find me on Clubhouse too at Butters_basics.
iPhone.
Yeah, you cannot. No Androids allowed. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your
They're
time.
violating right
and
now.
thanks so much to my guests. Everyone, New Jersey, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Tri-State, Long Island, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Malik El-Shabazz, once again, appreciate you. Al Prentice, appreciate you as well too. Shout outs to the show that I produce on Wednesdays now. It's called Purpose Talk Radio. Miss For Real, I See You, Hawa, and Rex and DJ B Hype. Man, I plan on putting together some great things for people that are at DTF Radio and other spaces and places too. I'm a producer. Let me executive produce your product. Would you like to say something?
I just want to, before we go, draw everybody's attention to the abuse of women in prison. We're going through something right now in New Jersey. I think it was like 5 women were beat up, assaulted,
By who? COs?
by corrections officers, yes.
Okay.
2 transgender women and then a whole bunch of other women were assaulted. And this isn't something new,
Mm-hmm.
but now you have voices like us, all of us.
We can talk about it.
So we're bringing it to the forefront. So this is just something going on. It happens in New Jersey. It happens in Michigan.
It's
It happens in
everywhere.
California.
It's
You know what I mean?
happening
Happens everywhere.
So
yeah.
and everybody always focuses on the men. So now it's time for the men to step up for the women.
Thank you. Yes.
And this is where we are right now.
I
Thank you so
appreciate
much
that.
for-
I appreciate
for
that.
mentioning that.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
In the Mayhan in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody for paying close attention to these matters at hand. Should they not go unrecognized on the platform for the unknown to get known? And we really appreciate the time that you spend. I know that you guys will be back again as you continue to champion the causes that you stand for. Really appreciate your purposefulness in being here.
And you're more welcome to come down to New Jersey. And
Oh man, you know I'm gonna be up in the new.
Yo, we gonna come through.
Yeah.
We gotta come
Girl,
through.
Trenton
We
girl,
gotta go
so
to.
can
We
rock
gotta go to
together.
this shit.
Jersey,
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's a fact.
Word up.
Peace, everybody. See you next week.
Peace.
All right.